Now for our feature story of the day. Strike CEO Jack Mallers says Bitcoin's in the early innings of the bull run, predicts Bitcoin can skyrocket by up to 870%, and explains why and which scenario that would likely occur. So first and foremost, shout out to the one and only Jack Mallers. The chief executive of the payments app Strike is leaning bullish towards Bitcoin as Bitcoin hovers above 100 G's. In a new interview with the Wall Street vet Anthony Scaramucci on the Wealthion YouTube channel, Jack Mallers says Bitcoin could hit a price of up to $1 million, a potential gain of 871% from the current value. And on what could drive Bitcoin to reach the seven-figure price trajectory, here's what Mallers had to say. The reality is, if America comes out and buys 4 million Bitcoin, and that's what RFK Jr. proposed at the Nashville event, FYI, I think Bitcoin ticks to 1 million per coin easily. If not, we get an interesting fiscal policy from the incoming Trump administration, then 250,000 seems decently reasonable. And that's right in alignment. I've been calling 250 as a bear scenario and now 1.1 million as my bull scenario. And as you know, recently, Max Kaiser 10x'd his original 220 prediction to 2.2 million, and especially with Trump in office, adopting Bitcoin for, the United States Treasury, stockpiling the Bitcoin and making, the United States Bitcoin mining hub of the world. But Mallers goes on to further say that the U.S. and global fiscal situation is also a bullish catalyst for Bitcoin. So any scenario is bullish. It's going up forever, Laura. I think we're going to see one of the greatest asset bubbles in human history. I think the fiscal situation is a problem. So I think the problem is we have too much debt. And the way I would say it is that someone has to realize the loss. U.S. domestic debt to GDP close to 130%, global debt to GDP well over 300%. And so there is a loss that has to be realized. And the question is, where are we going to realize that loss? Are we going to render all the bond holders poor? Probably not. My expectation is further currency debasement. My expectation is further asset inflation. My expectation is Bitcoin will continue to be the best performer because it's the scarcest and the hardest to make more of. In fact, it is the only thing you can't make any more of. That's right. Name another commodity, fam, you can't make more of. It doesn't even exist. There seems to be infinite everything except Bitcoin. There's even infinite gold, as crazy as that sounds. They continue to find more and more. There was like a gold reserve mine found in Africa. Trillions of dollars worth of gold. Bukele just discovered $3 trillion worth of gold unmined, untapped, in which he said he's going to mine and convert it into the hardest money to ever exist, which is going to demonetize gold, which is a speculative attack against the central banking cartels who hoard the gold. So how do you like those apples? But let me know your thoughts on what Jack Mallers had to share there. And can you see Bitcoin ripping to $1 million? And again, someone mentioned it earlier in the comments. That is very, very, what's the term I'm looking for? Conservative. If we really did buy 4 million of the Bitcoin and control, that much of the circulating supply, you already know, Bitcoin could potentially be 10 million or 13 million, as Michael Saylor suggests, per coin. But you let me know your thoughts. My personal prediction is my bull scenario, 1.1 million, which I called a few weeks back. And my bear scenario has been 250. I just don't see the bear scenario most likely to occur. And then my base case is 420 base for the broskies. Happy 420. But nonetheless, I'm extremely bullish into 2025, and I do think we hit the cycle peak. But anything is possible. We have never seen this type of Bitcoin adoption from an institutional level, nation state level, state level, pension fund level, sovereign wealth fund level, etc. So mass adoption is taking place. And the beautiful part is all of you got to front run the United States of America. All of you got to front run the Trump pump. The majority of you got to front run the Larry Fink ETF. That went live January 11th. And some of you even got to front run MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, who adopted Bitcoin as, put it on the balance sheet as the first publicly traded company to do so. And now it's the best performing stock that there is. So it's mind boggling.